Hey, what's up guys? So today, we're gonna be exploring God's algorithm. Oh, and by the way, does it even exist? Are we gonna make it? So I was watching a math seminar about cubing and I liked a lot of things about it, so I decided to explain it myself to you guys. So let's start from the basics. What's a permutation? Well, a permutation is any scramble of a Rubik's cube. And there are two types of permutations: possible permutations and impossible permutations. So how do we get the number of possible permutations of a cube? Time to answer that question. Okay, so essentially, there are 8 different corners and there are 8 different spots where it can fit in. For the next one, it will have 7, then 6, then 5, and so on. Now you multiply that together and that's called 8 factorial. Edges follow the same principle, and there are 12 different edges, therefore 12 factorial. Now each corner has 3 ways to orient it or twist it, and so therefore we get 3 to the power 8, while edges can only be oriented or twisted in 2 ways, meaning 2 to the power 12. And if we do this calculation, then we get 519 quintillion. But wait a second, shouldn't the number of permutations be 43 quintillion? What could have possibly went wrong? Well, this number 519 quintillion includes possible and impossible permutations that we cannot reach by doing legal face turns. They can only be reached by twisting, flipping a piece, or completely disassembling the cube and putting it back in a way where it can't be solved anymore. And in total, we created 12 different orbits, and so we have to divide our equation by 12 so that we can only get the possible total legal permutations. Ladies and gentlemen, our result is 43 quintillion, 252 quadrillion, 3 trillion, 274 billion, 489 million, and 856,000. Oh, that's a big number. So please don't, cubers, don't tell us that we memorize every single face of a Rubik's Cube, because it's humanly impossible. So it's time to get down to business. Now we're gonna go to more advanced stuff. So, what's an order? Well, an order is the number of times you have to repeat an algorithm for the cube to go back to its initial position. For instance, RU R prime U prime should be repeated 6 times so that it returns to its initial position, and so its order is 6. And the longest order of any alg is 1260, and that algorithm is RU to D prime B D prime. So finally, we're gonna talk about God's algorithm. And God's algorithm should be an algorithm that if we kept doing, the cube would eventually solve itself. But the real question is, does it even exist? Well, no, and let me tell you why. If we multiply 1260 by the length of RU to D prime B D prime, we wouldn't cycle through all the possible combinations. And if it ever existed, it's gonna be way too long. But let's also do the math here. We'll represent the order by n and the algorithm by a. So NA should cycle through all the possible combinations, so NA should be bigger than or equal to 43 quintillion. Then we do simple algebra and we substitute n by 1260. And then we divide 43 quintillion by 1260 to get 34 quadrillion. So the algorithm will have a length of 34 quadrillion, which is impossible to memorize. I mean, how on earth would anyone memorize 34 quadrillion different notations? So yeah, we cracked it. All the video I was talking about doing 2 moves to solve the cube are fake. Now I gotta go memorize some more SQL cases, so see you around.